Hi, it's Leanne. How are you going? Nurture Weight Loss. So if you haven't talked to me before or spent any time with me before or looked at the previous videos, I'm a personal trainer and a health coach and a weight loss consultant. But most of all, I suppose I'm very interested in all the reasons we get to the places we end up, right? So I don't actually focus so much on just weight loss. I actually like to focus on I suppose the why we feel a certain way, why we're in a situation that we're in, why we're feeling overwhelmed. I look at the whole picture. That's what I'm interested in, yeah? And this power challenge, my 10-day challenge, which is what I'm here today to talk about, was about finding your power, yeah? Because I found that a lot of women, especially, when we're busy mums or we're busy working, and maybe we've had, some bad experiences over time, and it just wears your confidence down, it wears your power down, and you don't actually believe that you are powerful, that you have choices. So what I've found is I just wanted to show women that you actually have the choices, and you have control and you have power, yeah? So it's up to you how much you want to use that power and what you want to use it for, right? We're not talking about evil things. We're talking about, getting by during your day, making it structured, making it productive, making it positive, making it energetic, not going down that negative path. There's a lot of things that when I looked at what makes a woman stand in her power and do really well, and there's a lot of women and good examples of women that are doing really, really well, it's because they actually believe that they have the power to do whatever they like, right? They have the power to change. They have the power to change something they don't like. They have the power to choose. They have the power to act, right? And I think along the way, some people get bogged down with the daily grind and give all their power to their partner, or, they're just so busy with work or their children that they've lost that knack of finding their power, yeah, and using their power to help them feel good, yeah, and what's important to you. So I think it's our values we find, we forget what is important to us. So if we can find your values again, we can get back to what's important and how you want to show up and how you encompass those values in your daily life and how you use them, yeah. So when I looked at what makes a woman, step up and level up and stand in her power, which is what this program's about, this challenge is about, I also realized there's a lot of things that get in the way, right? So you can't look at what makes you really great without looking at the things that are stopping you from being awesome, yeah, and that are stopping you from stepping up into your power. A lot of the time it's actually us, ourselves, our beliefs, our confidence. There were so many things. So I looked at, over time, I looked at all of these things. So positivity, mindset, our habits, whether they're actually serving you or not, whether we're distracted, disconnected, stressed, overwhelmed, feeling guilty, unmotivated, not finding calmness and harmony in your day. Weight loss, obviously that can really be a big thing on a woman. And worthiness, that belief that they're worthy, yeah? They're worthy of great things. They're worthy of making their own choices. So the women that are doing really well at these things, they already know that, right? They already know they have the power to do what they like, yeah? They do the best they can. So today I just wanted to start off day one with the challenge. I've created a couple of tasks that we're going to do as well that are going to help you. And each day we're going to do this as well and create a mini habit as well for feeling stronger, yeah? So I'll just talk about a little bit about, I did talk about briefly in the other videos, if you've seen these before, about Wonder Woman and about why I chose that. It's because when I was young, I loved Wonder Woman. I had my own lasso and I loved Bionic Woman. I loved Charlie's Angels. I loved all of that, right? So wanted to be beautiful, wanted to be strong, wanted to save the world. As all young women, I suppose, do, but I didn't want to be a princess. I actually wanted to be a Charlie's Angel, or I wanted to be Wonder Woman. So, I think that's just such a powerful thing, right? And even now, I still love Wonder Woman. She's out in the theatres. I haven't seen her yet, but I'm going to. So that's how that power thing came into it. Because when I was looking at, even when I had young kids, I've still got my boys at 10 and 12, right? So it's still a struggle, but these aren't struggle. I'm not telling you all this because I've got the answers, right? Everyone struggles, and I'm still struggling. I'm still learning every day. So, but when they were young, I didn't feel like I had a lot of control, a lot of power, a lot of choice. And the word power was what I was looking for. And I wish I had that awareness now. Like, I wish I had the awareness then that I have now. Yeah. And I hope that I can help some women when they're a bit younger than me get that power and solve some of those problems and stay on that positive, open mind, you know, keep those emotions in check, keep everything in check, what you need to do to get by, rather than go down that negative rabbit hole, yeah? So I found that, I see that in my clients now. So I want you to see your power, feel your power, and know that you have it, yeah? And step up, see your value. I suppose that's the biggest thing, see your value, yeah? I recently got myself a coach as well because I wanted to strengthen that. I wanted to understand and know what my value was, yeah, and to be able to contribute. So sometimes we just need a little bit of help, but I wanted to, in this challenge, encompass what power is, getting into the next level, being aware, making you aware of different things that you might be doing, and you may not resonate with all the things I'm going to talk about each day. We're going to pick a different topic each day and a different task. You may not resonate with all of it, but I bet you're struggling with some of it, yeah? And even though I can, you know, I train women to lose weight, it's actually the last thing you focus on, right? You've got to get all the other things in order, the mindset, the negativity, all that kind of stuff that's stopping you from feeling motivated, I suppose. So there's, you know, there's nothing like a passion killer than, you know, when you don't feel like it, yeah? So that was my reason for this 10-day challenge. I was trying to think about how can I get out my message and help, but there was so much, right? So one of the biggest things, the quickest things I could see regarding power and not being in power, not being, feeling your power was, you know, the old blame and resentment and all that negative kind of stuff. There was a lot of catastrophizing, which means you're thinking the worst of everything, yeah? So you're low on confidence. There was a lot of things, lack of vision or planning, not being able to say no when you really have had enough, scared to learn something new, scared to get out there, predicting the worst all the time, scared to try. I talked about that. The all or nothing. So, you know, if it's not going to be this, then I can't do it. Overthinking, like worry and overthinking, which gets you absolutely nowhere. Overcommitting, like being overwhelmed and self-care, feeling not feeling important enough because you really haven't put the effort into yourself and you don't really feel the value in that, I suppose. That's why you haven't done it. Ignoring what you should do, that kind of attitude where you put yourself under all this external pressure of what you should be doing as a good mummy or as a strong woman. I'm not sure. Like, there's lots of shoulds that we really need to get rid of that word completely, and focus on what you can control and change, and don't focus on what you can't control. So there was a whole heap of stuff that really was very easy to point out what's not powerful, right? It does not put you in a place of growth or learning or trust or belief or confidence. So that's the type of thing we're going to be tackling this week in or the next 10 days, right? So all those things that really are stopping you, right? So taking responsibility, having courage, being mindful, being abundant, just positivity, deciding what you want, choosing. I just thought there's lots of words that are really like meaning powerful, right? Which is what I just talked about. So things like confidence, belief in yourself, trust that everything's going to be okay, positive thinking, abundancy, not like that lack, everything you're doing is from fear or not having enough, or you're going to be scared that things aren't going to work out. So you need to be more abundant, more mindful. So appreciating the moments, yeah? So those moments add up. So if you're looking for more joy and for more harmony and more calm, then mindfulness is the best way, and gratefulness. So I'll be talking about gratefulness as well. So one of those days will be gratefulness. But, you know, lack of confidence, you really need to build that confidence, and actions is what builds that confidence, yeah? So when you're lacking confidence, telling yourself you can't do something, or being scared to try or scared to do something, it's not going to give you confidence. So you really have to break it down into little tiny pieces so you can act towards what you're trying to achieve. Now you've got to have a goal or a reason or an intention of where you want to go first. So that's important too, right? Otherwise you don't know where you're going. So I suppose making decisions, if you're not acting, then you're not making decisions, right? Maybe you're getting up in the morning with no plan at all. You've got no structure to your day. That's pretty much where I got the coaching, because I went, I don't even know what I'm doing now. It's just, you just on autopilot, right? Worthiness, having that value and knowing that you're worthy of everything you want, and that you're worthy of, that you're important. So that were the ideas that came down when I wrote down what's powerful, what's in your power. And you might have your own ideas. And then, of course, it was easy to write down all the things that were not powerful. So that might be situations where you're saying no when you really don't want, you're saying yes to situations where you really don't want to do them. Or, you're just in situations where you don't feel like you have a choice, or you don't feel like you have control. So there's lots of things that make you feel like you're not very powerful. And hopefully it's not somebody else, right? So that's the other thing about confidence and being battered from the outside. You don't want that, So you need to look at what's going on in your environment as well. Is it creating an environment where you're not free? You're not free to choose. You're not free to feel important. You're not comfortable. So that's where I came from the power side of things. Now our first little task of the day was to write down. So you need a exercise book. Just find an exercise book anywhere. Oops, I'm losing my thing. Anywhere, like an exercise book, which I use a lot. Every time I come up with ideas, every time I've been doing a lot of inner work on my own mindset lately, and I use the book to journaling. So writing down all the things that you love about yourself that you feel are your inner strength, right? Your power, your personal power, the things that you really like about yourself. I want you to list as many as you can, right? Just write them down, and that's your task for today, right? So I want you to write as many as you can down. There's a reason for that, because we're also going to challenge some of them, but we're probably more going to challenge the things that do not reflect your power. So one of the tasks today also is writing down the things about yourself that you believe about yourself that are not reflecting your power, right? So maybe you are feeling guilty. Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and tired. Maybe you are not acting, right? Maybe you are not feeling brave, or maybe you are not feeling positive and you actually talk to yourself quite negatively. You have a lot of negative self-talk. Whatever you think is not helping you stand in your power, I want you to write that down. That's also a task. There is a worksheet that goes with all of this. So if you want it, I'll have to email it to you so that you can work through this each day. So that was that's the two tasks. Now the other thing I want to do, and what you'll find is when you're writing down these things about what you believe about yourself, most of it won't be true. It'll be an old belief that you've had, and you might have carried it from high school. You might have carried it for a long, long time. Might be even before that, when you were a child, thinking you're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not smart enough, or it might be some belief that you're holding on to that is just bullshit, right? So what I want to do is, when we write down the things that you believe about yourself that are not reflecting your power, we want to challenge them. We want to write a true or a false after them. So if you want to even send them to me and personally message me when you're done, if you want to put them in the Facebook group so you actually have accountability, you want to send me a picture of your journal, of the things that you wrote down, please do, right? If you want to post them in the Facebook group about all the things that your personal power is, or the things that you don't think are personally helping you and not reflecting your power. So that is, I think you'll be surprised at what you've come up with when you put a bit of time into it, and I'm not asking for more time. You'll find that it'll just come off the top of your head, and the more we do these kind of exercises, it'll be subconsciously coming out, and then you didn't know it existed, or a time when. It might, if you think back to a time when you didn't feel in your power, yeah? And you can write some of those situations down too, right? And you'll be surprised what you find. And that's how we kind of break through some of these issues, right? Especially when you start challenging them and say true or false. Now, some of them aren't that you're not pretty enough or that you're not good enough, or, you know, of course they're not right? Of course that's lies. So fear lies, right? That's one of the really one of the really good things I saw one day on Facebook. Fear lies, right? And most of the time you don't want to come from a place of fear, you want to come from a place of love. Everything you do is from love of yourself, of your situations. You do not want to come and act from a place of fear and be scared, right? Now, the other last thing that we're going to talk about quickly is a mantra that I created for myself, right? And I'm going to teach you how to do that too. So a mantra is a statement about yourself. It's actually a statement of what you're about, where you're at, where you want to be, but you write it as if you're already there. Does that make sense? So for instance, my mantra here, and I did it on something pretty right now, hanging up on the wall. I am happy, purposeful, present, vibrant. I love feeling healthy and strong every day. So that's my mantra, right? Because I want to remind myself, refresh myself. I want to read it every day, and I'll change this often. But this is something that it's like an affirmation, right? The more you think that, the more you say that, you're going to believe that, right? Where if I wrote something terrible about myself, I wouldn't, and I wouldn't write it down, and I certainly wouldn't want to read it every day. But you might find that you start believing what you're saying to yourself, right? So if we say positive, happy things and things that mean something to you. So if you want to say that you are strong, capable, happy, helpful, intelligent, whatever your statement is, you know, I am present, I am mindful, I am purposeful. You know, it might be something like that. So it's whatever you're trying to create, that vision for yourself. I want you to think about your vision for yourself, right? So this is our number one. I'm starting with this challenge with this. So we start in a positive place, right? We're starting positive. We're starting with a vision of how you'd like to see yourself, how you'd like to be, how you already are. Maybe you've already got mantras and you've done this before and you've already worked on this sort of stuff. But, you know, my goal is to be more mindful and present in the situations that I'm in, that I'm not distracted, not focused. If I have no purpose, I'm going to be struggling every day if I haven't created that purposeful intentions for my day and I know what I'm doing for that day. And I know some of you are probably pretty busy and haven't got time to think about that. And you may have it already in your head as far as what you're doing for the day. But that's just an example, right? Where whatever you're struggling with, use a mantra to guide you to where you want to be, right? Or what the type of person you want to be. I'm happy, energetic, joyful, you know, like, yeah, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a big, long thing. It just has to be a statement about you, where you want to be and where you are right now, yeah? Or if you're not right here, right now, you write it as if you are. So when you read this to yourself and you say this to yourself, this actually cements that in your brain, yeah? So that's my third task, all right? So you've got the task of writing down all the things that are powerful about yourself, all the inner strengths that you have, right? And you know, sometimes you have to search. I've tried this before. I've had to really search, right? But as you get better at it, you start recognizing your value and you start feeling better about yourself. You can see your power and your value and your strength. It's a lot easier. So we're going to keep doing that exercise so you can still build on all the things you value, all the things that you think are powerful, so you know that you're beautiful and powerful and valuable, yeah? So it was writing that down, then writing down all the things that are not true. Well, I shouldn't say not true. Write down the things you believe about yourself that are not powerful. The things you don't maybe like, or the things that you would like to change, or the things you believe are not powerful, right? And then we true or false them to see which you believe are really, really true. Like, you've got to be pretty honest and ruthless. And then write your mantra, yeah? So that's how we're starting day one. That's our challenges for today, all right? So I hope not to drag the training on for very long, but I want you to begin and start, right? Now, as far as the mini habit goes, I talked about making a mini habit. That mini habit, right, is 1 squat and 1 push-up. So we're not talking, and the reason we're breaking it down to 1, so we're going to build on it each day. And of course you can do more than 1, but will you do more than 1? Or even would you do 1? So the point is we're going to do 1, and we're going to do it every day. I don't care if you don't build on it, but it's a mini habit, and you're going to do it for the next 10 days. And we're going to do it together, and you're going to feel stronger by the end of 10 days, but you'll have also created a mini habit. And it's not like you can't do more. When you're in that position, you're probably going to do a couple more. But I want to show you what a mini habit can do for you, yeah? And that it can change your world. It can stop you from not acting and then acting, yeah? So if we do 1 squat, I'm going to have to do you can do the push-up on the wall, yeah? I'm just trying to think how I'm going to show you what I'm going to do because I'm near a couch, so it's not very helpful. So my squat, which we've done a million times, 1 squat, yeah? All right, and then 1 push-up. I don't know. I'll do it up here. It's a bit easy. It's a bit too easy. Way too easy. And I know some of you probably think, what's the point? But you watch after 10 days and you've built on that, all of a sudden you've got a habit of exercising, yeah? And if you haven't been doing that because you don't feel strong, you're not motivated, don't rely on motivation. We're going to build some actual habits, right? And that's the point. Do not rely on your motivation. You know, it'll come back eventually, but don't rely on it, okay? You need habits. Habits that you get up, you do this, right? And that's what we're going to talk about in one of the other sessions as well, is habits that actually create action. Action, girls, action. Action brings confidence, strength, power, right? Achieving is what we want to do, right? Achieve whatever you damn well like, yeah? Anyway, so that's my training for today. That's the 10-day challenge. I hope you had, I hope that was helpful. Like I said, even if you post the picture of the things you wrote, right? If you wanted to write your mantra and post that in the Facebook group, I would love to see what you come up with. Even if you've sent it to me personally, if you don't want to do it to the group, yeah? And, you know, encourage any other women to join the group. There's 10 days of this training. It'll be live. It'll be recorded. So, you know, you guys are going to have this forever. All right? So you can look back and go through these next 10 days. Again, once you get through it and if it helped, yeah? Which I am sure it's going to help. All right, so that's it for today. That's my challenges and my training for you today. So if you've got any questions, please message me. If you really liked the training, then please love heart it so I know that you saw it, that you liked it. Share it. You know, if you think it helps other women, you know, lift them. Lift them. Let's work together. The idea of woman up was to lift, right? Not man up, woman up. It's to lift everyone up, yeah? Then we can do it together. All right, so I hope you have a beautiful day, girls, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.